Morning, guys. So we're gonna do a bit of an experiment now. I'm gonna make the same ring using MatrixGold and using Matrix. However, just be aware that the software is different. So there are certain things that it's just not possible to do in Matrix, like all the parametric stuff. And we're gonna render it as well so we can see the differences. And let's do it. Let's just improvise this. So let's see how, not just how quickly it is in MatrixGold in comparison to Matrix, but also all the possibilities that we have in MatrixGold that we do not have in Matrix. Okay, so let's start. I think I'm gonna do it both kind of at the same time, and we can talk about the differences. Okay, this is not a speed modeling fancy comparison. This is like intending to be in-depth, step-by-step comparison. Okay, so let's start with finger size, let's say size 7, and I'm going to select the ring rail and create an outside ring rail. Okay, I can go here and choose, let's say this one. Okay, I don't like this one. Let's go with this one. Okay, that's fine. Let's see how it is in Matrix. So I would create a ring rail and I could add an outside ring rail. Okay, it's not the same profile, but doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go back to MatrixGold. I want to add a profile. So let's go to profile placer, outside curve, so that it goes along sides. In this case, I'm gonna use profile here. I'm gonna mirror it, and I'm gonna add another profile with a different shape at the bottom. Okay, done. Let's do that in Matrix. So I'm gonna select this, add profile. Second rail is gonna be this one. Doesn't matter if the profiles are not exactly the same. The type of job and the workflow, it's very similar. Add mirror, and now I want to add another one at the bottom. Yeah, and this one I'm gonna change it for something like this, maybe. Okay, so we got something similar here. Now let's start modeling. Let's start creating a NURBS surface. So I'm gonna go to sweep to rail, dynamic one, rail, outside ring rail, and then profiles. Okay, I don't want it like this, I want it closed. So I'm gonna close it, enter. Let's go to shaded. Okay, we got this. Now let's go back into Matrix and let's do sweep to rail. Okay, closed, preview. Okay, so as you can see, we got something. I mean, even the profiles are different. It's the same kind of geometry, the same kind of modeling technique, just one major difference right now. Like, I know you guys probably look at parametric as a way of creating different models, like creating different variations, and that is true. It's a very effective way to create variation from one model, but one of the strengths of parametric history, parametric modeling, better said, is that you can always modify what you're doing. So for example, I got this ring, yeah? So imagine that this is a ring that I'm copying from an existing ring. So I got the customer in front of me, well, the customer ring, and I need to copy that. Maybe there's something that I'm not quite happy with this. So let's say this ring needs to be higher. Okay, let's imagine that I'm measuring this, and this is 3.7 now. I could have also done this, 3.7, but I'm measuring the ring and it's not 3.7, it's 4. So what would happen in Matrix? Okay, in Matrix, let's say that I need to make this bigger. I could do this, edit, and bring it up to 4. And okay, it will update. Okay, will it update in MatrixGold? Of course it will. Okay, so I go to 4, and it's pretty much the same process. However, let's start doing a bit of different changes. Let's go to perspective, and let's say I want to change these profiles. So if I want to change this shape, what would I need to do? I would need to create a profile again, because I don't have the option of, well, I could MSR actually, and yes, I could change this and it would change to this. Yeah, I forgot about that. You could do that in Matrix. Let's change the profile a little bit more. Let's go to MSR. You need to do MSR, and then you have the option of editing the profile. However, you cannot see the changes in real time. So that is one difference. Okay, so I got this. I could just go to edit, select the profile, and you can see the change is happening in real time. Yeah, so that is a bit of a difference as well. Okay, but so far it's pretty similar, right? So we have a ring rail, an outside ring rail, and some profiles. Okay, let's do something that we cannot do in Matrix. So, well, we could not do it that easily. So I got the finger size wrong, let's say, okay? So this is size 7. This is size 7 as well. But let's say that the customer just called me and, oh, sorry, I don't want size 7, I want size 8. So you have a bit of an issue because there is no easy way to change that. The only option that you have is to delete the geometry and add a new finger size. So size 8. You would get prompt with this, yes, and everything will update and you would need to run the sweeps again. Okay, so you basically need to do the whole thing. Okay, it is possible, but you need to redo it. You need to re-sweep it. Okay, let's do that in MatrixGold. Done. That's it. Okay, that is something quite important. It could be really important in some cases. Okay, let's do something else. Let's start playing with stones. Let's make something relatively simple. Let's make a solitaire. So I'm going to use this command. I always tend to use this one. So it basically positions a stone on the top, but it takes the finger right into consideration. Yeah, so it's here now. Okay, I can choose a stone size, put the position, and it's here now. Okay, let's do that in Matrix. Let's choose gem, round. Let's go for something relatively big. Okay, so the stone gets in the center and I need to drag it up to here. Okay, so far it's the same. And I can now make a bezel, right? So if I select the stone in Matrix, go to bezel, it will create a bezel. Quite good, right? I can change the thicknesses to something a bit nicer. I have these controls over here. I can play with this. I can play with this. Okay, easy, right? Good. Let's do that in MatrixGold. Let's go to bezel. And I got something quite similar. I would say the profiles are a bit different maybe, but it's pretty much the same. Nothing really has changed that much. So this is how I would usually do my settings. Okay, as you can see, we've got pretty much the same thing. Yeah. In this case, I chose Boolean option here, not there. Doesn't really matter. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing. So I can do that if I want to. Go to Boolean here, and here I have the option of using the cut to ring rail. Okay, really similar. Big difference. Let's say that I want to offer this ring. I think this stone looks quite big. Let's scale it down a bit. Let's say that I want to offer a few options to my customer. Okay, let's say that they are on a budget and I have 2 stones to show them. Okay, I got the stones with me and I want to show how those stones would look on a ring. One is a round diamond and the other one is a princess cut. Okay, so what would I do in MatrixGold? This would be one design. And then if I want to change the design, I want to edit the design to hold a princess cut stone. Go here, go here, go here. Done. Of course, I can change this. I can change the bezel to be more like that, perhaps. Or maybe I would probably change this slightly. But as you can see, I've just changed a ring that looked like this one in Matrix to this with just 2 clicks. Let's try to do that in Matrix. The only way, well, I can select the stone, go to the gem loader, and change the shape into this. Let's say not that big, something like this. But as you can see, it takes a bit longer it's like a few more steps, okay? And I can change this a little bit. Okay, so yeah, pretty much still possible, okay? But it takes a bit longer. It's not that intuitive. And for example, let's say that I want to change the stone size and the finger size. So if now I want to change, let's say, two things, finger size, I'm going to change this to size 9, okay? And I want to change the stone size, let's say an oval, okay? I've just changed it. Let's say that I need to change this now. I can't easily, well, it's quite easy to change the stone, the main stone, for something like this. As you can see, the shape of the center is not really following, so I need to redo it. Okay, let's do that again. Let's change this oval into something different. Let's change it to a cushion, for example. Okay, it's not really following me. So I need to, and also look at this. It's pointing through the finger rail. Okay, let's try to do this here. Let's see what happens, okay? Gem on ring rail. I'm gonna choose a cushion and I'm gonna make it really huge. It will never go beyond the finger rail because this command in MatrixGold takes the ring rail into consideration. This one in Matrix doesn't, okay? The software here does not understand that the stone is related to the finger size. It's like two completely independent parts. Here, they still two independent parts, but the diamond and the ring rail are related, okay? That's really important because, for example, we all know that if you have a ring and you put the stone somewhere in here, in probably a few weeks, the customer is going to complain that the stone is poking through. Or if the setter set the stone too low, it's a problem, okay? So here, in MatrixGold, you can avoid that much easily. Okay, let's go back to where we were before. Let's leave it like this, doesn't matter. What else can we see? Let's try to put stones on the sides, okay? Let's start with MatrixGold. So I got this. Now I can put gems on curve. The way it works is pretty similar to Matrix. So I got my stones here and I can do wrong place. Yeah. Okay, easy, right? Let's do that in Matrix. So I got my ring rail, F6, gems on curve. Pretty much the same thing, right? We do have the option of tapering gems, the same in MatrixGold, nothing really special. We would probably need, in this case, not flip, but to choose object to make sure that it's aligned because the design is a bit high at the top. Enter, select the stones, bronze. We do have a bit of an issue here, don't know really why. I can't really remember how it used to work, but I know it's possible to do it. Anyway, let's go with this. Yeah. So we have Shank with stones on the side, yeah? Let's imagine that we're showing this to our customer and they want to change that. They don't want so many stones. Or for example, in this case, they want the stones bigger. So all I would need to do is just go here, edit, and simply make the stones bigger. Yeah. And then I can simply go here and I can make my prongs larger. Yeah. In here, can we do that? Let's see. We can select the stones, edit gems and curve. So the stone sizes, oh, here it is, okay? So yes, I can do that and the prongs will follow. That's fine. However, let's assume something different. Let's say that now I want to change the shape of the shank. Will it follow in Matrix? It will follow, you see? it followed the geometry, so the Shank would be updated, but the gems and the bronze won't. Let's see what happens if I try to do that in MatrixGold. I edit the outside ring rail, and not only it's editing the Shank and the stones and the bronze, but it's doing it in real time. Okay, so I've just changed the Shank. You see the difference? And everything is updating. Not only that, it's just that everything is parametric. So at this stage, I can do any change I want. So let's say I want to change the cushion for round, changed. Let's say I want to reduce the size, done. Let's say I want to change this, done. Let's say I want to change the finger rail, done. And let's say I want to change this again. Okay. The way I see this, and this is really powerful, you can do this in front of your customer. So imagine that you have a customer coming through the store and they like your design, but they want to change it a little bit. You can have your model ready and you can change it with your customer. I know it takes time, it takes practice, but this is a unique selling point because it's full customization, real time in front of your customer. Okay. I would never attempt to do that in Matrix because this doesn't look great. You could do it, but it would look quite clumsy. It's not, I don't know, it just doesn't look great. But yeah, just something to consider. What else can we do? Let's do a render. So I can go to transform and make this on the other side. I'm going to start assigning materials. And I'm going to do a render. So I can go to render studio. I'm going to go with this one. Then this is going to be 14 white. And then I'm going to say that this is diamond. This is, let's say, an emerald. What I'm going to do is just make sure that this is a bit done. Might make the render look a bit better. What else? Did I assign everything? I think I did. And let's assign a ground plane glossy white. Let's start with let's just do like a low resolution one. Okay, that's just a very quick render, okay? But let's change the materials on the stone for these ones. Okay. That's something really easy, okay? It took like seconds to make, literally seconds. The good thing about having such a quick render is that, as I said, you could do this in front of your customer. So for example, they have seen the ring in white. Maybe the background is too bright, so let's change that. Let's go with maybe this one. Okay, so you can keep talking to your customer, you know, looking at all the designs or options or things that they might want to see while you're showing them some options. So for example, let's try this one. So now we made the ring in white gold, and now we can see another ring in the same design in another metal. So that's the ring here. Then if they want to see it in yellow gold, you can simply go here, apply material to object, render again, and you know, when you're talking to them, they can see how the ring would look in other metals. And of course, you can save this and show it to them. So that is our render in 3.8. Let's see how it works in Matrix. So if I remember correctly, you assign the materials here. Sorry, the renders here. That's V-Ray. So I'm going to choose, let's say, platinum. And well, I'm going to mirror this. There. So that's going to be an emerald. And this is going to be diamond. And you need a ground plane, which is going to be, let's say, gray, this one. Similar resolution. I think I did something like this. And let's just press render, which I think it was this one. Okay, so as you can see, the render looks different. It might not be fully aligned. It's slower. I don't quite like it. It looks quite old to me, but yeah, there are a few differences. For example, if I want to render this in yellow, yellow gold, I do not have options for yellow. It's just like yellow or white. So it does make a bit of a difference. You can change it here, but the difference is really, really minor. So let's show another render. Okay, as you can see, it's quite flat. I don't know, it's quite simple. And that's like a quick render. So yeah, it's not quite the same, I believe. Also, the materials are not as good, like in MatrixGold. I generally believe they are better. But that's the render there, okay. Another thing that we could do, well, let's show this with a diamond as well. I know diamond are pretty popular. So if I make a render now, let's see how it would look. So the issue with this render, mainly, in my opinion, is that it's a really old one, and a lot of people have been using it, so it does look old-fashioned. So you cannot really compare the quality between them. I know render is quite subjective, but the difference is massive. Last thing that it's worth mentioning it. Let's assume your customer wants to go ahead with this, and you want to, of course, you will need to prepare the file for printing. This one it's not yet, but let's ignore that for now. Let's assume that you need to provide your customer with a quote. So in MatrixGold, what you would do to get to know the quote is go to the text report, and you will need to assign a material, of course. So for example, you apply a material and you do text report. So this is a document which you can use to prepare a quote for your customer. So you got the diamond details and you've got the metal grounds. So with this, there's enough information to prepare a quote on your own. And you can show this to your customer. You can save it and send it by email. So sometimes the customer comes to the store and they want a quote. So you can print this out and send it via email. How would you do that in Matrix? There was a way. There was a way. I'm not sure if there was a way, actually. You have some layout tools, but there is no such thing as... Well, you got the gold weights. So all you can do is this. Okay, so it tells you the metagrams, and then you got the gem map, but it's not combined into one. So all you could do is do this and then run a gem map. You see, it's not quite the same. So you can somehow save this as a picture and then take a screenshot of this. But it's not something presentable, in my opinion. So yeah, you could get away with taking a screenshot of this, taking a screenshot of the gem map, and combine it. You would need Photoshop or something similar to combine it, and then you can present it to your customer. Yeah, it's not quite the same, but well, that's basically what I wanted to show you guys, to see how to make a ring in both softwares. A very similar ring, not quite the same, but we've used the same steps, and see what are the differences. Let's recap a little bit on this, okay? So we've seen that with MatrixGold, you can at any time change everything. So now if I want to change the stone size, it's being changed automatically. If I want to change the stone on the sides, I can always change that. As a matter of fact, it will change both. If I want to change the center stone, sorry, not this one. If I want to change the center stone, it will always change, and it will take into consideration the finger rail. Okay, Matrix won't do that for you. Yeah. I can always change the outside ring rail at any time. I can change the profiles as well. So for example, if I'm here, profile placer, if I want to pick this profile, change it for another one, it's already done. Okay, I cannot easily do that in Matrix. So basically, yes, at any given time I can change pretty much anything on the design and it will update automatically. In Matrix, it's not like that. So this video represents just one of the options, one of the advantages of MatrixGold in comparison to Matrix. We will make more videos, so please stay tuned. And of course, feel free to contact me or any of the support team if you have any questions or concerns or doubts. Thank you so much.